Okay, okay.
You are on tour since 2006?
Well, I'll explain, okay. We are Starsky and Hutch. This is Starsky. I found Starsky in Portugal and abandoned, so he's been with me for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
We started in 2006. I started in 2006 in Mexico.
In Mexico?
I walked 34,000 kilometers across 21 countries in Mexico. Guatemala,
wow.
All Latin American countries. In that time I went to 600 schools to talk about the environment. And that's why now it's Starsky and Hutch, 21st Century Environmental Explorers, and we're zero emissions.
Yeah.
The idea, we've been to 94 schools in Europe, and we hope to cover every country in Europe, and we're going to Australia. So we're going now through Austria, then we probably go to the Czech Republic, then Slovakia, then Hungary, and then we go back to Croatia and we do the south of Italy.
Okay.
So far we've done France, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Holland, Northern Italy, Slovenia, a bit of Croatia, and now we're in Austria. So we have to cover every country in Europe, that's the main idea. We've done 19,692 kilometers on the bicycle so far.
Wow, this is awesome. And where do you sleep when you're, for example?
Well, there's lots of places. I go to schools, so you meet people straight away.
Yeah.
So maybe a school teacher might let me stay there, or sometimes because I do things with the environment, the government let me stay in places. There's all kinds of options really, I don't worry too much. We camp out, I've made a tent that covers everything, so we can sort of like find a bench or a bus stop and we're quite well in there. And yeah, you just seem to find places, don't seem to worry too much about it. In the winter, in the cold weather, we gonna have a difficulty. We have to try and do Northern Europe, so we have to do Denmark and Norway and Sweden and Finland. They're going to be more of a challenge.
A challenge, yeah, in the winter time especially.
So we'll see how we go. We will do them, but we're just hoping that we get more and more contacts on the way, so it'll be easier for us. People know about us now.
Great. Do you have a website or something like this?
I use my Facebook and I have my YouTube, and it's Martin Hutchinson.
Oh great, oh great, yeah.
There's 8,000 videos, but it's all to show about the contamination and the rubbish, you know. It's the videos are there not for people to look and enjoy, but to see what's going on around the world. I mean, it's not the most exciting YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's showing, you know, what is happening going on.
What's wrong with this planet and the people living on it.
People and the attitude and things. I mean, okay, we're in Austria and it's super clean and it's beautiful, but it's not like this around the world. And if you look at my videos of Rome, especially Rome and Italy and the rivers, and then Latin American countries, you'll see the difference. This is why things are going a bit pear-shaped, to say.
Yeah. What do you think about the climate change?
Well, I'm all, yes, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, there's two sides to it, but everywhere I go, people tell me their climate is changing in their area, okay, so it's happening, something's happening. Now, is it happening naturally, or is man doing
This is the question, this is the question.
That's the question, but the question is we don't need to answer that, we need to say what are we going to do, how are we going to prepare ourselves for it, and how can we exist in the future. Basically, the scientists are saying we have 10 years, well, we'll find out in 10 years' time if they were right, but we have to start making serious plans. I don't see any flights cancelled due to climate change. I don't see any cruise ships cancelled. I don't see any industries closing down. I don't see anybody doing anything really serious.
This is the point.
Talk, yes, we'll do that forever, but we need to start making actions, because basically, if the climate changes, the flowers, the trees, the insects, animals, they die. We have no food, no water. That is, we'll have a very slow, agonising death. It's not really like just instantly. We'll be dying slowly. Probably a lot of conflict, a lot of wars, a lot of fighting, and then it's horrible death.
Especially the insects, like the bees, are vanishing.
Finishing up now. I mean, there's all kinds. I mean, it's the seasons are messing around. So the animals, the insects, and the flowers, and basically the pollination, how the whole system works, is falling apart, and that's just because of our stupidity, and it really is. You know, you couldn't ask for anything more. It's just the stupidest thing ever. I mean, we have the technology and we have the experience and we have the intelligence to change things.
Yeah.
But we're just doing nothing, and it's all because of money.
Yeah, this is the thing. You think that the politic is abusing the name climate change.
Yeah. I mean, it's just all because of money, and it's a big problem now because economies versus environment. Well, the environment should always come first. The economy doesn't matter. You can live on the planet without no money.
Yeah, this is the point.
So you know, there's a lot of things. So we go to schools. I explain with some of my videos. I don't force anybody to anything. I just hope that they feel like they want to do something. But the problem I'm telling you now is this: the 16-year-olds, 17. When you go to schools everywhere around the world, they're just like dead because they won't ask questions. They're not curious. They're not very active. Where the younger children, they're queuing up with questions. So we've got to do something about these 16-year-olds because they are the next generation. And they've got to be really active. They haven't got a choice. We had a choice. They don't have a choice. I mean, one person said to me, well, should we go out and enjoy ourselves? I said, well, I think you should, but you haven't got that choice anymore. You can. You've got to be active. You've got to be looking. No more demonstrations. No more fighting the government. You've got to change your attitude. The idea for me is that there needs to be sensibilisation, individual responsibility. And that's it. We have to start really thinking what we can do, and then they do it. None of these strikings and try and get you 5 minutes of fame. Just get on with it. Do your own little thing and make a big effort. We've got to make some huge sacrifices. I have seen now, which is a good thing, is birth strikes. Women are now going on strike and not giving birth to children because of the climate. That's a great thing. So one of the first videos I show on my talks is a world population clock. And when you see how many people are on this planet, it's frightening. It's gone from 3 billion when I was born 57 years ago to 7.7 billion. We can't sustain this amount of people with this attitude.
Yeah, this is correct, but the question is which ethnics and which countries
well, this is the biggest problem, isn't it?
Stopping
exactly. The Western people, I think, are stopping, but they're not the ones that really need to stop, is it? It's more China, India, and other countries that need to stop. But that is the problem, like you say. It has to be. Maybe we'll give them an incentive, hopefully. You know, but we've all got to stop our individual countries, individual religions, our beliefs. We've got to just start thinking as one for the planet, and that's it. I always say to people, planet first, somebody else second, you come third. You think about other people first. You put the planet first, think about that first. Then you think about other people. Because they're doing things for you. You can't live without anybody else. So you have to think about them. Do something for them. And then everyone does everything for everybody else. And that's a better system. You know, none of this just me and greed and selfishness. The reason if the population starts to drop, then the problems will get easier. So yes, it is definitely, everybody has to. In India, there is one province where they started to educate the women to do professional jobs. So they were having one child when they were about 30, not 5 when they were 16 or 17. So that made a big difference. It didn't solve it, but it kept the balance of the population. So there is ways of doing it, but we've got to start working. To be honest, today everything's got to stop, and we've got to start thinking what we're going to do for the next 10 years, because that 10 years is going to come. And it'll be here quickly. And you know, each year we wait along, it's obviously going to be becoming harder to do anything about it.
It's getting harder and harder,
so definitely, I mean, we live on the most incredible planet. And I keep saying you don't need anything. I've proved it. We've been on the road 13.5 years.
13.5 years,
and we don't need a huge amount of money if you don't want a lot. All I need is somewhere to sleep, food. I've got savings for the rest of it, but I don't want anything else. I don't. This around me. I mean, how many people now are working in a factory and don't see this? I mean, we are in an absolutely most incredible place, you know?
You've
got beautiful trees, rolling hills.
It's
quiet, peaceful.
Austria is awesome.
It is.
We have not the best better at the moment, but it's a really great, awesome country with a lot of nature and trees and mountains.
Everything.
And this is given by God, and He wants us to be happy with this. And mankind is doing the completely opposite.
Well, the thing is, what I want to say is that people, if we took money out of the equation, so there's no money on the planet, you have to think, why are you here? Why are you on the planet? You're here, like everything else, It's to be part of the planet. You learn from it. I don't see you don't become a better person. You become more of a whole person. You become, you're not like to be so stressed. You don't like to have anxiety, problems like this that the modern day world has, because you're connected to the planet and you're here to see the beauty, to learn, to think about it, to question it, and that's it, really. I mean, you come and you go, and that's it. So to be with this is what the best thing you can have. I mean, Austria is lovely, but so is Slovenia. But the very interesting thing between Slovenia and Austria is people and their attitude. In Slovenia, they're very closed and not as open, and there's quite a high rate of suicide. And this shows you that, I always thought living in a beautiful, clean, natural area, people would be more full, but it shows you that communism or the regime can really change a person, because they have nothing to really be worried about. The crime rate is low, there's work, there's a very small population, 2 million people in the whole country, but there's a lot of suicides and people are just so closed. And that is quite strange. It's different from the environment, but it's just an observation I made.
Yeah, and I came across the same thing, that in different countries the mentality changes completely. Well, let's say if you go to Italy, they're more open, more friendly and everything else, but so much rubbish and contamination. Same with Spain. I mean, it's like a balance. Which do you want? Do you want clean and closed people, or dirty and open people? I like the openness and friendliness. I just find it quite strange when people are quite closed and cold. And to me it doesn't seem to be so natural. It doesn't. It's just like, oh. So you are traveling without money or with less money?
No, I have to say I have got money. I'm using my savings. Okay?
Okay.
Now, people ask me about my money, but the point I'm making, I've lost probably about 180,000 euros I've lost in lost wages. But I'm not worried about it. I'd rather have my life than making the money. People the freedom. Recycle to freedom means that basically if you recycle something, you save money. Okay, if you save money, you have your freedom back. So I've got my freedom, so I'm not tied to money. I have my savings, but when do you have enough money? And I decided I had enough money, I want to go off and travel. So I travel with my money, but use it very, very carefully. This is just the right food, things I need, and just enjoy this. I mean, this is free. I mean, it's just incredible.
It's incredible.
It is. So, great. This is, you can't really see it now, but that's why I walked 34,000 kilometers across 21 countries in just 9 years. This is the Amazon River. In Peru. You can't really see it now, but there's a government truck that dumps the rubbish into the river 4 times a day. And
crazy.
This was maybe people might not know about San Malo, but San Malo is a little country of its own in the middle of Italy. It's a republic and it's independent from Italy, so I was invited to go and spend some time there in San Marino. This is from Slovenia.
Cool.
This explains World Environmental Tour from Britain to Australia. And Starsky is a fantastic dog. He really is part of it. He's been to 94 schools, and he opens people's up. He opens doors, he opens people's hearts. Because people do like him. And this is it, really.
Cool. What kind of bike is this?
Well, this is a Cumbrian trike, and it's an ice.
An ice.
But me personally, I don't advertise them because I don't really like the amount of money I spent on this basic bike. To find out that the cables, the gears, and everything else is just cheap. I mean, I paid nearly 3,000 euros for this bike, and when it arrived, I looked at it and thinking, what have I bought? There's nothing there. It's just like 2 or 3 wheels and a chair. And then when I started to find out myself about the gears and things like that, they're all cheap. You can go to Decathlon. The gears are only 60 euros. The changer was something like 40 euros. And I'm thinking, well, what else is there? The cables were nothing special, and the bits are falling off it. So I think it's overpriced for what it is, but I think these bikes are absolutely wonderful.
This is the point.
They're wonderful. This design has not been something new. This has been around ever since a two-wheel bicycle, a three-wheel bike like this. But everything about it is superb. You get a different view of where you're cycling, and if you want speed, there's definitely quite some speed with this. But there's no back problems, there's no neck problems, no wrist problems, and it's so comfortable, you know. So it's plus. But I'll have to say one good thing about the bike, and these tyres are made from Germany, and the Marathon Plus, and they've done they've done everything, 19,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
They're absolutely wonderful.
I used them also. They are quite the best, I think. We don't want to make advertisement.
Well, I don't mind it because they are. They're superb quality. For me, they're superb.
Yeah.
You know, today it's very hard to buy something that has good value, and usually everything's made to not last.
Yeah.
And to me, that company, I love them. I mean, it's the only thing I've had recently in my life that I've bought that actually is going to last and do the job. You know, and the money you pay for it's well worth it. I mean, I bought 2 more for the trailer. Never had a puncture with that. I've only had 1 puncture in 19,000 kilometers. 1 puncture. Before I put the tyres on that one, I was having punctures all the time. Never had a puncture in there at all. So they're just absolute good quality, and I love them.
Yeah, and you can go large distances with the recumbent bike.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I mean, there's no way I could have done this on a 2-wheel bike. I'd have had back problems by now, I know. And every chance of getting to Australia, I think.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Well, thanks very much for the interview. So it's good.
Thank you, man. So all the best for you on your traveling.
Yeah. Well, I think you're this sort of like you. I think you're the first one I've seen like this. But I've only seen 2 other trikes on the road this year, and I think I've only seen about 5 altogether in the whole trip. So we're not popular. We're not everywhere.
Popular.
But everybody likes us. When we see us and look at us, everybody likes us, and it's been good. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.